Welcome to the 1 p.m. update of our winter storm for January 19th, 2024. Had a little bit more coffee, so hopefully I'm a little bit more coherent this time as opposed to the last video. So, we have snow starting to intensify. Our inverted trough, our New Orleans trough is starting to take shape. We're seeing reports of moderate snow in Philadelphia, light to moderate snow in Atlantic City. Same thing in Millville. We're really starting to see the radar echoes really intensify. Same thing in central New Jersey around Belmar. We're seeing light snow, about 1.75 miles visibility. Heading north into Long Island, light snow continues to be reported. We lost the heavy snow signal around Caldwell. Still, light snow is being reported and continuing to slowly accumulate as we're about 2 inches here in Freehold, New Jersey. So we're pretty much on track to what we were expecting. Now we enter the main event of this storm, where we're going to see bands of heavy snow really start to focus. When we take a look at the radar, here it is. It's locked in. One band here, right just to north of Monmouth County, starting to drop south. We have another band, very intense band over southwest New Jersey, back through Delaware. Impressive band starting to evolve here. Another one that's setting up here over the coastal waters that is expected to back in. So we're seeing the enhancement. And the other way to tell whether or not we're seeing the enhancement is what we're seeing back here. You might be saying, Stephen, this is just broken up parts of the radar. Yes, because if you have strong lifting here, you must have sinking air somewhere else. And this is why I kept snowfall totals at 1 to 3 inches in these locations. Because while the amount of cold air in place leads to enhanced snowfall rates and snowfall ratios, the substance is going to cut down the amount of moisture that's available. So that's why we're seeing light snow here. And the intensity that is going on here in central and southern New Jersey is setting up sinking air here in northeastern Pennsylvania, north central Pennsylvania, where the snowfall isn't as heavy. Off towards Long Island, you're going to start to see that breakup also start to show up as this intensity shows it starts to take hold. And one of the things I noticed, let me zoom in here and get the radar reloaded real fast, because this feature right here kind of caught my eye. So I did some research on it, on basically what's evolving here. And it looks like this is the northern edge of the influence of the jet streak that's starting to take shape. So we're kind of getting a capping here of where we're going to get that enhancement. And that's basically cutting across Monmouth County towards Trenton, and maybe a little bit north. Let's see if we can get an overlay of counties here. Okay, county boundaries. Okay, so we have the line setting up to the south of Union County through Somerset, cutting through Huntington. This is going to drop south as the storm evolves and intensifies, but it cuts into Bucks County and then declines, cutting right across the border of Montgomery, Chester, Berks, and then Lancaster. So there is your cutoff there. And so everything to the south of that line, that's where we start getting moderate to heavy snow. And, that's where Middlesex, that's how you're going to get your 2 to 5 inches of snow. And then your heavier bands, which are starting to show up as the radar is starting to intensify. We're seeing the snowfall rates start to intensify as a result. In fact, just now, we're starting to see snowflakes getting a little bit larger here in Freehold, New Jersey, coming down a little bit more aggressively as these bands start to intensify. And you're seeing some pretty good snowfall starting to really start to take shape around Burlington, Atlantic, Cumberland, Salem, and Gloucester counties as well, heading into Newcastle around Delaware, and just clipping portions of Philadelphia and developing in Montgomery and Chester. So we could also see this very nicely on the infrared satellite picture. Again, look at the colder cloud tops starting to take shape. This is going to expand over the next couple of hours. In fact, let's see if we can get some new data. Okay, so the newest data coming in. Again, we'll zoom in just a little bit. You could see that feature starting to take shape here. Again, there's our low pressure system out here, and there's the pole. On the water vapor satellite picture, there's our low pressure system here. There is the signal right there. It's kind of like here's our shortwave of 500 millibars. There's our low pressure system, kind of trying to capture it, but just missing. So it kind of throws out an anchor and trying to pull it back, but it isn't able to do it. But that line is what's enhancing that lifting. And you can see at the surface winds, there's our trough. There's our surface low pressure system. There's our trough starting to take shape around the Delmarva Peninsula, with lifting to the north of it from central Jersey down through southern Jersey into southeastern Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. Take a look at the latest mesoscale data. There is our jet streak that we've been watching since this morning, going on 6 hours. It started out here in the Tennessee River Valley and southern Ohio River Valley, and it has now shifted towards the mid-Atlantic coast. This feature here is what sets up the upper level divergence and diffluence and the ability for intensification of this snow band. Go to 700 to 400. There is our polar trough starting to catch up to all this lifting. This is what's going to continue to enhance that inverted trough. And now let's see what the frontogenesis looks like. 700 millibars, you can start to see that development just starting to show up here, kind of getting that pullback, at 850 millibars, even stronger, taking shape off the New Jersey coast, backing up towards Philadelphia. This is just at its infant stages. We got about another 4 hours of this evolution to watch as we watch the storm continue to grow. And then at 925 millibars, there is that signal once again with the strong lifting. And all of that is what is driving the intensification of this precipitation shield. We'll zoom out and you can see very nicely here that heavy precipitation shield showing up, heavy snowfall showing up in Kent now. Heavy snowfall starting to show up in Burlington, Atlantic County, and taking shape in Freehold and Monmouth County. And of course, the result of that sinking air off to our northwest. As far as the HRR, at this point, I'm not really using it for intensification purposes as far as the intensity of the precipitation, but I do like the way it's handling the timing. And what's going to happen here by 5 p.m. is that your snowfall is going to really shut down in northern Jersey and northeastern Pennsylvania and Long Island as this feature really rapidly intensifies over from Monmouth County on southward through Atlantic, through Cape May County, and throughout Philadelphia and the Delmarva Peninsula. And then as the storm pulls out between 5 and 7 p.m., this storm will be coming to an end. By 7 p.m., pretty much everyone's done. By 8 p.m., everyone's finished. So 7 p.m., you got a little bit of light snow lingering on around southern New Jersey. So I'd say about 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., this storm will be coming to an end. I think that's a pretty good handle on what we're seeing here with this evolution. That is your update for this hour. I'll see you again at 2 o'clock.